Guys, welcome to day 2 of Mars opposing Neptune. This is a very big energetic that is continuing on from yesterday. So if you missed my report yesterday, you're definitely probably going to want to check that out. We also have another big time energetic that is happening today. This is not an energetic that happens often, and that is the North Node, our collective destiny, where universe is trying to bring us all collectively at this time, coming into an exact conjunction with the black moon, which rules our shadow side. But the black moon also rules our subconscious power. And there's a lot going on in the energy today that is actually bringing us in a closer connection to seeing the truth and asking us to rediscover the true source of our power. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Today is Friday, September 3rd, 2021. My name is Aubrey, and this is your astrological outlook for the weekend. I'm going to be talking about the energetics today, Friday the 3rd, also Saturday the 4th, and Sunday the 5th, and this is going to be carrying us through to the new moon in Virgo that is going to be happening on Monday, and this is going to be a very significant new moon cycle. So we are in the midst right now actually of a very, very transformative weekend. So let's jump right in. Let's hop into the energetics and see what the universe is trying to tell us with everything that is transpiring today and over the course of the weekend. So first things first, like I said in the beginning, we are in day 2 of this 2-day activation between Mars and Neptune. And generally, you guys, the way that I'm feeling this energy, there are always lots of ways that this can go, but what I've been kind of perceiving through tapping into the collective energy right now as a result of this aspect is just generally like confusion around like, are my actions and decisions, Mars, really grounded in reality at this point in time, or am I being delusional and following like a pipe dream? I feel like these energetics are really kicking up in all of us, sort of like a feeling or a sense that are the things that I've been working on, the things that I've been putting my energy towards, the things that I've been, really focused on, putting my energy in right now. Are they truly grounded in reality? Are they really realistic, or am I like living some type of fantasy? This is kind of just like the general vibe that I've been picking up from this Mars Neptune energetic that's been going on. And again, if you want to know, everything about this energetic, definitely check out my video from yesterday where I went really in depth in terms of what this aspect has a tendency of bringing about generally. But the way that I'm feeling it, it's really just like this sense of like, am I creating and putting my energy towards something that is an illusion? Like, am I being delusional about the things that I want to create in my life, the things that I'm working on, what I'm putting my energy towards? Or is this something that is genuinely grounded in reality? And just sort of like a sense of confusion or an inability to like really be sure at this point in time, and just feeling kind of like, delusional about the things that you've been doing, and wondering if this is really something that you can really truly make happen, or again, if it's just sort of like a pipe dream, and kind of bringing up like some fears and insecurities about that. And that makes sense moving into the other energetic, the big time energetic that we have going on today, and that is the North Node in transit, the collective North Node coming into a conjunction with the black moon. But before I start talking about that, I really do want to say that if you're struggling with this, feeling that maybe like these things that you've been pursuing that you feel like are you've been sort of being guided to from like a spiritual perspective, or you've been receiving spiritual guidance and it's been kind of causing you to want to create something or take action to build something, and now you're kind of considering like, am I out of my mind in doing this? I really just want to say keep going. And at this time with Mars in opposition to Neptune, we do want to embrace the magic. And, we don't want to be following someone else's projections for what we should be doing. But if it's something that you've been working on, and especially if it's something that you feel spiritually called to be putting your energy into, keep going and don't be dissuaded through any types of fears or insecurities that may be coming up and causing you to maybe reconsider whether this is worth doing. We're in a period of time right now where we're really all being called back into our unique and original and creative authenticity. And that is what universe wants us to be creating going forward. And this is not the time to abandon some pursuits that you've been working on because of fears that maybe it's just all an illusion or it's just all a fantasy. Believe in the magic and believe in your spiritual connection and in your spiritual guidance and just keep going, okay? So that's really what I want to say about the Mars opposition to Neptune today in day 2 of these energetics. Again, yesterday in my video, I talked all about all of the different facets of this energetic, but in tapping into the collective energy, I really feel like it's just sort of this cloud or confusion about whether or not what I'm doing is a fantasy or whether it can actually be a realistic dream. So keep pursuing your dreams and keep going if that is something that you're struggling on. Now let's move on and talk about the other business that is going on today. And honestly, as I've been anticipating this aspect, this Black Moon North Node conjunction, I've had sort of mixed feelings about it. But now that we're really moving into this energy and I'm really looking at these energetics, I'm actually feeling kind of optimistic about this. And I feel like this aspect is really going to be driving all of us into really seeing our truth, like I said in the beginning, and it's asking us to rediscover our power and really go deep with that. First off, we have the sun today at 12 degrees of Virgo, and I'm going to talk about the Sabian symbols, as I always talk about the Sabian symbols, because they really just give us more information in terms of why these energetics are happening right now. And for those of you who are new to my channel or who don't know what the Sabian symbols are, is they're a group of energetics, a group of symbols that represents each and every one of the 360 degrees of the zodiac. Whenever a planet is at a specific degree, we can look to the symbol and it gives us more information about the underlying nature, the underlying purpose of why this aspect or this transit is happening in the context of the unfolding astrological story that is carrying us through time, okay? So I always like to look at the Sabians because they just give us more information about what's going on. And today, for day 2 of the Mars-Neptune opposition, for day 1 of the North Node in conjunction to the Black Moon, we have the sun at 12 degrees of Virgo. And this Sabian symbol, this degree, is a bride with her veil snatched away. And if you did watch my report from yesterday, I was talking about how this influence might really bring us some hidden truths about something. And with the sun discharging this degree today in the midst of this energetic, and then especially while we have the Black Moon aligning with the North Node, and, the sun, like I said, at 12 Virgo, a bride with her veil snatched away, yes, we are definitely seeing the truth. We are definitely seeing behind the veil with this. And the Black Moon, okay, let's talk for a minute, just a little bit about the Black Moon and the North Node conjunction, and then there's a lot of energy that I need to talk about today. This is a 3-day report, so I'm going to try to go as fast as I can because I have 33 minutes and 22 seconds to get this done before my camera shuts off, and so I'm really going to try to make that happen. But the Black Moon, it rules our shadow side. Our shadow side is has a lot to do with our subconscious mind and the psychic forces within us, the subconscious forces within us that are operating behind the scenes of things that really have a lot to do with the experiences, the relationships, the circumstances that we attract into our life. It has a lot to do with our like original subconscious programming that is usually coming through and kind of set in place in childhood based on what our experiences are. And it's the part of ourselves that we don't look at, that we're not usually aware of, but that actually plays like a very significant role in how we act and how we operate and what we attract, what we magnetize, and just the cycles and the patterns that we experience in our life. It's like this force that's operating within all of us behind the scenes that is responsible for the circumstances and the relationships that we attract into our life based on how our subconscious energy is operating. But the black moon, this is the thing. The subconscious mind, you guys, is actually where our true power lies. It's not in our conscious mind. It's not what we're thinking about. It's the programming behind that that is actually the true source of our power. And so with the North Node coming into the black moon, yes, this is triggering fears. Yes, this is triggering insecurities. Yes, this, especially in Gemini, is triggering polarities and definitely like schisms and divides in the way that our mind is working and in the things that we're experiencing in our lives, like definitely bringing up massive polarities rooted in these shadow side subconscious issues. But on the flip side of that, it's also giving us an opportunity to see these issues and to understand them and to get to the root of them and to start to realize the power and the influence that they actually have in our experience of life. And the degree where this is happening, and then the North Node. The North Node is the path forward, our collective destiny, the evolutionary path of our collective human soul's experience right now. And always, but just right now, I mean, it's the way that universe wants to take us going forward. And with that point, coming into a conjunction with the black moon, this is definitely collectively for all of us probably going to be bringing up some deep-seated fears about the direction of the future and really questioning and feeling insecure about the future path and how things are going. But it is also giving us an opportunity to really get to the root and rediscover our own power. And because of the other aspects that are in play today alongside of this, really begin to use our mind to build and manifest our reality going forward through this reacquaintance with our own issues, with our shadow side, and the true power that is held in that place. So 6 degrees of Gemini. This is the degree where the black moon and the North Node are coming into a conjunction. And this degree is workmen drilling for oil. So I like this specific degree for the placement of this conjunction because really, you guys, what this is doing is, yes, it's bringing up our deepest issues from the deepest wells of, our soul, workmen drilling for oil, really going deep down into it. But it's also reacquainting us with our original power source, with the deep wells that we have inside of us that really fuel us and that we can use to energize and cultivate and fuel our experience, our lives. And with it happening at this degree, I really think that all of us are going to be really going deep inside of ourselves and looking for and discovering and rediscovering that internal source of power, our internal reservoirs, mining our souls to figure out, where am I really getting, what is really fueling me? What do I need to tap into so that I can come into my power to create my own path going forward with my own power source, with my own oil. So I really like this. And it's just we are in a very transformative weekend heading towards this new moon in Virgo. And I think that this is a very integral part of the puzzle in our transition into the age of Aquarius, because this is really making us and forcing us through our fears in some type of way to do what universe wants us to do, and to find the authenticity, and to find our own unique creative personal self-expression, and to find those truths that are really held deeply inside of us, and to use that to fuel our path going forward, to use those resources to build going forward. And aside from this conjunction today at 6 degrees of Gemini, we also have a grand trine going on in air signs. And this is including the North Node Black Moon conjunction. We have the North Node Black Moon conjunction happening at 6 degrees of Gemini. We have Mercury today at 6 degrees of Libra, and will also be at 7 degrees of Libra about midway through the day. And I started talking about this in my report yesterday as well, before I had to cut it short because my camera shut off. But the third planet in this dynamic, in this grand trine in air signs today, is Saturn in Aquarius. And so we have the North Node and the Black Moon triggering our shadow side issues, triggering our fears, triggering our insecurities, and really forcing us to tap deeply into what sustains us, what reserves we have, what is the gold of our soul. Like, what is our soul's lifeblood that we can use to create our life, to create our path going forward. In the trine to Mercury at 6 degrees of Libra, and this is having to do with our mind. So our mind is very involved in this as well. And remember, the Black Moon North Node conjunction, this is happening in the sign of Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury. So Mercury is very integral in this process, and Mercury is an exact trine to the North Node Black Moon conjunction when it occurs. And then we have Saturn in Aquarius, who's actually retrograding back to 8 degrees of Aquarius today. And the Sabian symbols, in effect, associated with both Mercury and Saturn, we have Mercury for this exact trine at 6 degrees of Libra, and that is a man watches his ideals taking a concrete form before his inner vision. And this is all about manifestation, watching the world manifest around you based on what you're holding true to in your focus, in your mind. The mind is very powerful right now, and this grand trine is in air signs. Air signs rules the thoughts, the communications, the information, the mind. And then we have Saturn moving to 8 degrees of Aquarius, and this is beautifully gowned wax figures on display. And then again, 6 degrees of Gemini, where the Black Moon North Node conjunction is. This is workmen drilling for oil. So it's like, these 3 planets, you guys, it's like we are creating the future through our mind, and it's time to create and bring our ideas to life. Saturn is the energy of forming and building and creating structures. So this weekend, we are actually in a very, very, very strong manifestation energy through our mind, through our thoughts, through our focus, with Mercury involved. And what we don't want to be doing is creating and projecting our fears. That is definitely what you want to stay away from. We need to be as far removed from our fears as this energetic unfolds as we possibly can, because what we are focusing on, what we are thinking about, is actually taking our inner vision, is taking form in the world around us with this. And we want it to be a form that is based on the deep wells of resources inside of us that we are tapping into to create our future path. That is what we want to be forming and structuring right now with the grand trine in air between Saturn, the builder, Mercury, the mind, and the Black Moon and the North Node, tapping into our original source of power to build and create the future through our thoughts and our focus. That is very specific, that is very clear, and that is a just very, very strong manifestation energy and manifestation potential going on with this. Okay, So we are creating our future through our mind, and we do not want to let it be through our fear. We need to mine our deep inner resources to literally mold the future. Wax figures, beautifully dressed wax figures, to mold the future into the beautiful image that we want to see and that we want to project going forward into our life. And that is just some big business. And that is really what we have, specifically going on today. But the moon is also involved in this energy today as well. The moon is actually in Leo, in early Leo for this, which means that the moon, our emotions, our feelings, our internal environment is going to be making a sextile to both Mercury in Libra and the Black Moon North Node conjunction in Gemini, and also in opposition to Saturn in Aquarius. Leo sextiles Libra, Leo sextiles Gemini, Leo opposes Aquarius. And sextiles, again, these are sort of like the trines, these are aspects that just things happen easily and they facilitate and they help things to happen. So emotionally today, we're actually aligning with what we are building, what we are molding, what we are imprinting through tapping deeply into that original source of power and not doing it from a place of fear. And then focusing on that and allowing that to be what is molded and formed into, from our inner vision, into the world around us with this today. And again, with the sun at a bride with her veil snatched away, we're seeing the truth. Things are being revealed and we're seeing beyond the veil. So, we have assistance all the way around. The grand trine and air, trines facilitate things, trines make things happen. The moon in sextile, this is also helping. So there is just this very strong energy today that is really helping us to go deep, tap in, figure out our issues, figure out what we are holding inside of us that can sustain and fuel our path forward. Focus on it, and that is what will imprint. That is what will form, and that is what we will begin to see structured in our lives as we go through this transit. This Black Moon North Node conjunction, we are starting today on September 3rd, and it's carrying us through. This will be active until September 8th. So this is a 5-day transit, and it's actually going to be coming exact to the minute on Monday overnight between the 5th and the 6th, which is the new moon. So it's actually going to be coming exact to the minute for the new moon. So I find that to be interesting as well, because, the new moon is always what is imprinted that is carrying us through and unfolding over the course of the entire cycle. So this is an energy that we're going to be dealing with for a while, but just definitely, you guys, stay out of fear with this. Issues that come up, what we really need to do is go deep inside of us, figure out our issues, figure out our programming, self-analysis for sure, getting to the root of things and transforming, and then tapping in and using those deep resources to project and to carry us forward in creating the image and the vision that we really want to see in our lives. It's really truly aligned with us on a really deep level. So that's really what we have going on today for Friday. Now I want to move on. I want to talk about Saturday. We have a bunch more stuff going on Saturday. The moon will be forming a square to Uranus and a trine to Chiron on Saturday. This could be some shocks and surprises happening, things coming out of the blue, but whatever comes of this, whatever unexpected or shocking things may transpire on Saturday, because of the trine to Chiron simultaneously, this is actually a part of our healing. This is an experience that is necessary to help us come into some type of mastery over some type of experience in our lives. So any upheavals, any shocks, any surprises that you do encounter on Saturday, just know that it's actually happening to bring you to a greater level of healing and wisdom through experience. We are also going to have Mercury in the exact trine to Saturn on Saturday, and this is again helping to really structure and solidify our thoughts and our visions and mold them into reality. More of this very strong manifestation potential through what's going on in our thoughts and our mind and what we're focusing on mentally this weekend. Of course, we're still going to have the black moon and Neptune. The black moon and the North Node in a conjunction. So for, the next 5 days, it's really about tapping into those resources, looking and self-analysis and figuring out our root issues and our shadows, like really trying to integrate our shadow and understanding the subconscious programming and how it's operated in our lives and how powerful it is and how we can actually utilize that power to create something beneficial for ourselves going forward. We also have on this weekend, we have the sun moving into closer and closer into a trine with Uranus. This is actually going to be exact for the new moon on Monday as well. It's a crazy new moon, you guys. I'm looking forward to doing the new moon video because there's so much going on with it. It's going to be a very transformative and life-changing cycle. But so yeah, we have the sun building into trine with Uranus. So we are this is more, Uranus is aspected twice by both the sun and the moon, even though it's not an exact trine by the sun on Saturday and Sunday, it's still close enough to be having an effect. So there may just be shocks and surprises abounding. But it's Uranus, so Uranus is the great rectifier, and everything that's happening with this, especially considering the sun is coming into a trine, is actually to put things right in some type of a way. So we can rest assured that no matter how crazy things, seem, it's ultimately a silver lining. It's ultimately putting things back into a better place and rectifying things for us somehow. And Venus and Mars, you guys. Mars is at 24 degrees. Mars will be moving to 24 degrees of Virgo on Saturday and Sunday, setting up for an exact trine to Pluto in Capricorn. And Venus is moving into a square with Pluto in Capricorn. And I find this to be interesting as well, that both Venus and Mars are going to be making almost exact aspect to Pluto for the new moon on Monday, setting up to do that over the weekend. And it's because Venus and Mars are actually on this journey right now together. Even though they're a little bit separated in different signs right now, this is something that has been transpiring and that will be transpiring through March of 2022, when both Venus and Mars come into an exact conjunction with Pluto at the same time. And this is really going to be bringing us all back into our own power. It's going to be creating a definite sense of divine wholeness going on inside of us and really helping us to start to come into the process of being able to start mastering our experiences and start really truly creating our lives from a place of integration and wholeness and self-mastery that is really going to be transformative for all of us and the world as we move into this age of Aquarius. Very integral part of it. But today and tomorrow, Venus and Mars are both making aspect to Pluto, and this is, deep and profound changes and transformations to help us really regenerate and heal on some very profound and deep levels. And this is going to be in regards to relationships because it's Venus and Mars. This is going to be in regards to the actions that we're taking and our willpower and our passions and our motivations, and also in regards to our own sense of internal value and self-worth and self-love as well. So that happening as well on Saturday. Now let's talk about Sunday. We have planets setting up for new moon energetics going on Sunday. The moon will still be in Leo and will actually be coming into an opposition with Jupiter. So on Sunday, you guys, this should actually do a bit to offset the North Node black moon energetics. It's probably going to be honestly a heavier, more maybe depressing, not necessarily depressing, but oppressive or just heavier next couple of days while the black moon and the North Node are in conjunction. But with this moon opposing Jupiter, this should do a lot to uplift our spirits, to give us some hope, to give us some optimism, and to just make us feel a little bit better generally about things, a little bit more inspired, and just, like I said, hopeful and optimistic about things. We also have the sun moving 1 degree closer to the trine with Uranus. The sun will be at 14 Virgo on Sunday, and Uranus is at 15 Taurus, so 1 degree off from the exact trine. So again, we are just primed for shocks and surprises and things happening out of the blue, but it is the trine, so this is facilitated, and this is actually helping us to progress and putting things right in some type of a way in our lives. The sun will also be at 14 degrees of Virgo, and this Sabian symbol is a family tree. So actually whatever's transpiring on Sunday is for the purpose of our lineage and our lines and our family and the human family, and rectifying things for, you know, either our personal family or just collectively for the human family in some type of a way. Things are happening that are ultimately beneficial, even if they don't seem that way at the time. We also have Venus moving into exact square, well, beginning the exact square with Pluto on Sunday. And with this, it's at 25 degrees of Libra, where Venus will be. And the Sabian symbol of that degree is the sight of an autumn leaf brings to the pilgrim the sudden revelations of the mysteries of life and death. And with this, I'm really feeling like we are going to start being ready to accept what has been, and to finally be able to move on and let things go. And this is specifically in regards to things that we have felt like held power over us, or that we've been giving our power away to. We're going to be coming back into a stronger sense of our own internal value, our own internal self-worth, our own self-love, and realizing the power that this actually gives us in being able to create and manifest what brings us beauty and abundance and love in our lives. And we're finally starting to be able to let go of what needs to go in order that we can come back into our truth, our value, and our authenticity. So I think that that is actually a good thing as well. And then we have Mars, 24 degrees of Virgo, still in the trine, 1 degree off from Pluto at 25 degrees of Capricorn. So it's like we are being just motivated to take action, also to purge with this, and to transform and to regenerate and to heal. So that's going on as well. And then of course the North Node is still in conjunction with the Black Moon. So overall, you guys, this is an extremely transformative weekend. Not only because of the North Node Black Moon conjunction, but also because we have Venus and Mars making aspect to Pluto, setting us up for this new moon where they will still be making aspect to Pluto. Pluto brings on big and deep and profound transformations happening for both the divine feminine, the divine masculine archetypes, and really like helping us to release and let go of things from the past that have been keeping us out of our power. Simultaneously, we are tapping deeply into our reserves and where the true seat of our power is, and discovering that and trying to figure out how we can tap that and utilize that to really create our future and to pave the path going forward, despite the Mars Neptune issues that have been coming up, and maybe feeling like I said in the beginning, like some type of confusion or disillusionment in whether or not the things that we've been working on, the dreams that we've been chasing, are really rooted in any type of reality and we can practically make them happen, or if it's just some type of fantasy or, you know, pipe dream. And like I said, keep going, don't give up, really tap into yourself, tap into your deep inner reserves of power, and that is what you really need to utilize to form, to manifest, to focus on with your mind, because what we focus on with our mind is definitely taking form in reality. So thank you guys for watching. If you liked this, please